Hello and welcome to Jazzy Trader. Hello and welcome to Jazzy Trader. Today we're going to be taking a look at a trade on US30, and it is 5 ICT concepts in one trade. So we're going to just go ahead and jump right into it. So, and as you can see here, I do have some notes here that you can follow along with. I do go through these kind of briefly, but you can always rewind, go back to see what I was saying. And if you notice some sort of error here, because you have traded ICT concepts, go ahead and let me know in the comments. But okay, so we're going to hop right into this trade. So here we have a run on liquidity at 9:45 a.m. Now on the 1 minute, I'm going to take you to the 1 minute. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. So on the 1 minute, that run on liquidity is actually at 9:42 to be exact. That's that run on liquidity. The run on liquidity is one of the core concepts of ICT concepts. Okay, so we have that run on liquidity inside of that 9:40 candle, right, on the 5 minute. And then we have a shift in market structure. And again, I'm going to take you back to the 1 minute. Going back to the 1 minute chart, we have that shift in market structure right here at 9:49, right? Okay, going back to the 5 minute. Excuse me for scrolling so fast. Okay, and so here we see that fair value gap at 950, right? And then we trade back into that fair value gap at 1020, which is the silver bullet model. Now, on the 1 minute, we also traded back into a bullish order block. I'm going to go back to the 1 minute. Okay, you see that bullish order block right there? Those consecutive down close candles is an order block. And we traded back into that. Right? Let's go back to the 5 minute. And so as you can see, this is the classic textbook 2022 model for those of you who are familiar with this concepts. But I'm just condensing it into short form. But I do, again, I recommend you go to Michael's channel, Michael Huddleston's ICT's channel. Right now he's sitting at 1.7 million followers. So where there's smoke, there's fire at the very least, right? So anyway, we also traded back into the 70% retracement level on the Fibonacci. Now, this is something I like to do. That's my own personal thing, depending on the move. So this move from here, from the top of this candlestick at 940 to the, actually, let me go to the 1 minute so you can actually see it. So the move from the run on liquidity here to here, I dropped my Fibonacci on there. Let's see if I can pull it up for you. Pull it up for you. All right, there we go. So from here to here, we also have a retracement back into the 62% on MetaTrader, and I do like using MetaTrader. It was actually the 70%. And you'll notice that between platforms or between brokers that the numbers are there's slight variations, but the more familiar you become in trading, you'll see those variations and you'll be able to calculate those variations. But anyway, so I did notice here after this drop down, we did have a retracement on the fib, a 62% retracement level, and from there it fell out of bed. From there it went down. And this is also, it traded into last Friday's at midnight opening range. And I may do a separate video on the opening range. I went back too far. So let's see, right in here. Right there. That opening range. Let's just put a line here so you can actually see that. Okay. There we go. Okay, so this opening range here, right? And then we have the midnight. Hold on, let's get another line here going here. And we're just looking for that first 30 minutes of the opening range. Okay. All right. So the market traded back into that opening range as well, which is, you can see here, and it turned into resistance after it traded back into that. And it's so interesting because ICT himself did the same analysis, similar analysis on NASDAQ, which is pretty cool to see when the person you follow, the person you learn from is, and you're on the same page with them as far as seeing price the way they see it without them standing over you. It definitely attests to your studying. So even if you don't get a kudos or congratulations out loud when you're studying this, learn to pat yourself on the back when you start to see these things, because it's going to get you a lot further than waiting or expecting someone to acknowledge you. Not saying that I'm expecting anything from anyone, please. I've put in enough time by myself to do this that I got, not to sound harsh or brash, but I could care less, because I really do this for real. But anyway, I hope this was insightful to some degree, and hopefully you learned something. If you have questions, you can insert them in the comments. Here is just a little notes that I was taking so you guys can kind of follow along. So at 9:45, we had that run on liquidity. We had a shift in market structure at 9:49 a.m. And this is me going between the 1 minute and the 5 minute chart. There was a fair value gap created at 9:50. It traded back into that fair value gap at 10:20 a.m., creating that silver bullet. Traded back into the bullish order block on the 1 minute, which I've been revisiting order blocks, because order blocks was something that I wasn't really, interested in learning or noticing. But the order block is a powerful a thing in itself, especially along with the rest of his concepts. And again, this was the textbook 2022 model. And like I said, I personally noticed that it also gave me a retracement in that little area of consolidation on the 70% retracement on MetaTrader, but obviously here on TradingView, it's at that 62% retracement. And again, those variations in numbers, you'll notice that as you become more confident in your trading, and you'll be able to calculate for those. But I hope that this was insightful to some degree. I know I kind of went through it kind of fast. Again, if you do have questions, I'll try to get them answered. If you drop them in the comment section, engagement in general does help me be more consistent with these. Again, trying to get some sort of system going to where I can kind of get them done rather quickly but efficiently. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe.